And here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports Online. If you haven't subscribed already, please do hit that subscribe button. We do appreciate you and your subscriptions. Massive shout out to the Trini Posse. Those people on the island of Trinidad and Tobago. This show is live from the island of Trinidad and Tobago. So shout out to everyone in Trinidad, particularly those in Marabella, San Fernando, even Chagones. Shout out to you all. Um, Massive shout out on the beautiful island. Been raining quite a bit recently, but anyway, let's get into things. So, as we knew earlier tonight, Josh Taylor for uh, Ryan Martin in the World Boxer Super Series quarterfinals for a place in the semi-finals. I didn't realize until the fight actually begun that Abel Sanchez was in the corner of Ryan Martin and Shane McGuigan was in the corner of Josh Taylor. And of course, you know, Abel Sanchez has been in the game for a long time with fighters such as Terry Norris, more recently Alexander Usyk, not for Usyk, more recently Murat Gassiev, and Gennady Golovkin. That's the fighter that everybody, when they talk about Abel Sanchez in the 2015, 14, 15, whatever, it's Golovkin that people talk about as Abel Sanchez Golovkin. That's it, Golovkin's trainer. But in recent times, Abel Sanchez fighters have failed to perform against fighters that seem to be able to move or have the ability to be adaptable. We saw it when Abel Sanchez fighter came, Golovkin fought against Canelo. In both fights, he struggled with a fighter that had better hand speed, more variation, and better footwork. We saw his fighter again struggle. And in the second fight, Golovkin, the naturally bigger guy, was going onto the back foot against a guy that was much smaller than Golovkin and was forced into the back foot. Canelo ended up winning that fight. We saw Murat Gassiev fight against Usyk, another big fight for all the belts. We saw Usyk be able to use pretty good movement, in and out, being throw lots of combinations and blister the opponents with good hand speed. Southpaw orthodox. Again, we saw similar things. Abel Sanchez unable to motivate his fighter, unable to get that extra gear from his fighter, unable to communicate with his fighter, to do something with any sort of intensity. We saw it with Gassiev. He was walking like he was in a nightmare, just like somebody just took him out of the crowd. He was half asleep, took him out of the crowd, put some boxing gloves on him, I told him to fight. Same thing happened with Ryan tonight. Same thing happened with Ryan tonight. Ryan Martin. If you look at this picture that's here, take a good look at the picture that's here, yeah? That's the story of the fight. Ryan Martin, hands up. Josh Taylor, the southpaw, here's southpaw and orthodox. The southpaw, Josh Taylor, picking Martin with jabs, with straight right jabs, and then a big left hand through the middle to body and head. Good body work from Taylor as well. And for the most part, Martin following him around the ring. Didn't see much attempt from Martin to try and close the range, cut him off. And when he did, he got picked off with big shots. Now, the stoppage itself is a bit questionable. I think the referee is a bit too eager. As you notice, before Martin falls over, he actually cuffs the back of his head. Where you get hit. If you've ever boxed before and you get hit in the back of the head, probably the worst shot you can get hit with, apart from a body shot, a liver shot, is the hit punch for the back of the head. If you get hit on the back of your head, and that's why they don't like rabbit punching, when you hit one on the back of your head, your I got hit on the back of the head once. You focus, your eyes go, and you can start to see 2 or 3 people. That's dealing with your eyes and stuff like that. That's not good. That's not good. So the punch that Martin got around the back of the head, you're not really getting a punch on the back of the head, but he went over. that for me is a foul. Now, I'm not saying Martin would have won the fight because he was getting beaten up and outclassed, but still, a foul is a foul. And if that had happened the other way around, if that was Josh Taylor that got hit around the back of the head and doubled over, the referee, I'd like to know what the referee have done. I suspect if that was Josh Taylor, who's one of the big cheeses in the tournament, I suspect if that was Josh Taylor, they would allow Josh Taylor to take a standing count, or allow Josh Taylor to get some breathing space, or allow just and deduct a point for Martin. You know, that didn't happen for Martin because he's not a top cheese, he's not a top dog, and so that's one of the things in boxing I don't like. You know, rules have got to be fair both sides. For the challenger, the champion, the A side, the B side, whether that be at amateur level, pro level, whether that be at grassroots level, whether that be at a local hall or an undisputed title fight. Rules are rules, and they're there for a reason. Punch around the back of the head is dangerous, and why that referee was just eager to just come in and stop the fight. Now I know Martin wasn't putting up much resistance, but he was trying, at least trying in that round. You know, I'm not saying Martin would have won the fight, but rules are rules. And if that fighter, if that fighter was your fighter, a lot of boxing fans are very biased when it comes to somebody else's fighter or fighter they don't know, they don't care about. But when it's their fighter and injustice happens to them, all hell breaks loose. So I'm I'm one of these people. You've got to be fair for both fighters, whether you know the fighter or not, whether you're a fan or not. There are rules in boxing for a reason. A rule was broken there. Josh Taylor threw a punch on the back of the head, and that's that. I don't care if it was accidental, it was deliberate. I don't care, because that in itself is dangerous. And I didn't like the way that Martin fell down after getting punched in the back of the head. It wasn't nice. He actually covered the back of his head when he got caught with a shot, and that for me, you know, it's not great. So shout out there to my man, British true box fan, putting in the work all over the globe. Thank you very much, my brother. And of course, JMJ, I'm doing good, sir. I'm doing good. So I'm aware that there's other boxing on tonight. I don't know where from, but there's other boxing on tonight. So if people can let me know about that, I would be glad to know what boxing is on tonight. Okay, so let's move on with this. Questions about this. Now, Josh Taylor, fantastic performance from him, a masterclass. But I want to go into this fight a little bit more and talk about dynamics. Now, I want to talk about Ryan Taylor, who I felt he looked underprepared, wasn't ready. Whether he wasn't good enough, he just wasn't, he wasn't ready. He was just a body for the tournament. I don't know much about Ryan Taylor. All I know, he wasn't prepared for that fight. And if, I'm talking, this is a world-class trainer, Abel Sanchez. And from all the interviews, and I do like Abel Sanchez. I really do like Abel. He gets a lot of stick. But I think he's controversial for the fact of speaking his mind. And some of the things he says, I agree with. And some of the things I totally don't agree with. And he knows the things I don't agree with him on. But nonetheless, he's a character, and we need characters in boxing. And Abel Sanchez is a good trainer, an experienced trainer for that. I'm a bit confused. When you fight a guy like Josh Taylor, or any guy that's going to give you plenty of movement, surely you would have been in camp training against guys who are movers. I mean, they might not be exactly the same, but surely the guys that can replicate that sort of movement. I mean, Josh Taylor is a good fighter. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's spectacular and the greatest fighter. I'm not going to go that far. He's a good fighter. And I hope he, in his next fight, becomes world champion. He looks like he's got the ability to be a world champion. Definitely, he's got the goods there. But he still has to win that world title. But what I am saying is this. Ryan Martin looked like a fighter who'd never seen a southpaw in his life. He did the same nonsense that Gassivis. Tuck up, move forward, try and land a punch. Tuck up, move forward, try and land a punch. Tuck up, move forward, try and get a punch. Earmuff stuff. They say fighters that fight with their hands around their earmuffs lack talent, true talent. That's what somebody said the other day, and I thought it was a bit harsh. Yeah, as Birchall versus Romain. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Um, they say fighters that put their hands around their ear, do earmuffs guards and move forward are guys that lack skills. I'm beginning to wonder about that statement. In preparation, I mean, who was Martin sparring with before the fight, and why is it in boxing bouts 9 times out of 10 when the guys get in the ring, they've had, I suppose, hours and hours of training and video footage. They get in the ring and they look as if what they're looking at in the ring is completely different to what they've been doing outside the ring. I don't get it. It doesn't seem to match up. And there doesn't seem to be a plan B for Abel Sanchez fighters. There just doesn't seem to be a plan B. And I don't want to call him one dimensional, but I've got to start asking the question now. I've seen your fighters in 4 or 5 fights now come up and look pretty one dimensional. Golovkin doesn't seem to have a plan B. He didn't have a plan B against Danny Jacobs. He didn't have a plan B in both fights against Canelo. Gassiev never had a plan B against Usyk. Ryan didn't have a plan B against Josh Taylor tonight, and he says the same things in the corner. Are you gonna fight? Are you gonna punch him? Are you gonna fight harder, or are we gonna go home? What's the point of being here? I mean, that's hardly motivating. I mean, I'm having a hard time of it as it is, and I'm looking to you, my trainer. And my trainer telling me, well, you know what? What's the point? What do we come here for? I mean, I understand he's trying to put some sort of negative spin to make it positive. I mean, I would like to say, look, go back to the corner. Look, bro, what's up? What's going on? Let's try and close the range on him. Okay, it's not working. Let's try something. Let's double up the jab. Let's do something different. I'm not hearing that from the trainer. I'm hearing a trainer that's got one plan and it's not working. And then instead of taking responsibility for himself, he's blaming on the fighter. And there is only so much a trainer can do for a fighter. Yes, granted. But you as a trainer in the corner, you've got to be looking at different angles of the fight. Now, one of the things I spotted, and I don't know if you spotted it, but when Ryan Martin went to the body, he landed a good body shot on Josh Taylor and it got his attention and he backed up and he didn't throw any punches. And then the referee kind of stopped the action and then went back and boxed again. Now, at that point there, I'd have been saying to Ryan when he got back to corner, look, he landed some good body shots in that round and you don't like it. Work the body. Don't try and knock him out, or don't try and knock. Let's look to work his body. When he gets in close, dig in with hard body shots. Let's just work that body, work that body, work that body. That would have been a game plan. But no, you tucking up. And how many fighters have I seen? I mean, that use that style and round after round after round, they're not landing any punches. And the other fighters landing body shot after body shot after body shot. In about 6 or 7 rounds, they come absolutely stationary, and then they either fall down because they've been worked over because of body shots, and the tank is empty, or they're getting an absolute pummeling. I never rated Ryan Burnett anyway, so I never rated him anyway. So he was one of the most boring fighters they've ever seen in boxing. He was so boring. So yeah, I don't even talk about Ryan Burnett. Just mention his name, I want to fall asleep. It's just me. Every time I've tuned in to watch that guy fight, I fall asleep. But anyway, back to Abel Sanchez here. What is going on? But you know what? I've seen all top trainers go through difficult patches. I saw Emmanuel Stewart go for a bit of a difficult patch. I saw 1 year all of Freddie Roach's fighters get knocked out. So Abel Sanchez might just be going for that patch. Golovkin's lost now. He's had Ryan loss. He's had Andrew Reeves loss. He's had what's his name? He's had Gassiev loss. So I don't know whether Sanchez himself is able to see that and say, you know what? I need to work on new things. You know what? I need to bring some extra people into the gym. You know what? I need to change my training strategy. So, you know what? I need to have a plan B. Abel Sanchez doesn't strike me as the kind of trainer that will just bring a guy into his gym and start training for the sake of it. I could be wrong. Could be totally wrong. But he doesn't strike me as the kind of trainer that will just take the money of a fighter. He's got a bit of pride about him. So I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong there. But yeah. I am pretty disappointed in recent Abel Sanchez fighters and Abel Sanchez fighters, the preparation that they have before fights. Howdy, hands up, don't shoot. Of course, please. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that for a second. Um, the future looks good for bright for Josh Taylor. Suspected slip disc with Burnett, please. Oh well. Well, here's what he is, isn't it? I wasn't a big Burnett fan anyway. Never have been. So that's it, really. I just wanted to talk about Josh Taylor and Ryan Martin. Congratulations to Josh Taylor. Onward and upward for him for the semi-finals. As for Ryan Martin, don't fight any more southpaws, son. Don't fight any more southpaws. Oh, dear me. No good boxing tonight. Just Burchell against Romain. Time for foot manager. I'm going to go in a minute, son. And yes, that was a strange one with Abel's fighters. I think he must have had a dodgy curry here up here last night. Yeah, he just didn't look right. Ryan didn't look like he knew what he was doing from round one. Just came out slow and just, you know, I'm not saying Josh Taylor didn't do well against him. I'm not saying that because of Josh Taylor negated what Ryan planned to do, of course, but it didn't seem any other game plan. So that's what I'm trying to say there. Congratulations, Josh Taylor. Ryan Martin, the chemistry between yourself and Abel Sanchez is not there. I'm sorry. Taylor tried to make a fight. Yeah, he did. But he knew when to make a fight because Taylor was smart. He worked Ryan's body early, so that sapped energy off of him. And then when he felt that didn't have as much strength, and the fighter knows when another fighter is not punching as hard, getting close and roughhouse stuff. Taylor's smart. He's a very good fighter. Very, very good fighter. Very good fighter. So I look forward to see what he does next in his career. Right. That's it for me. Don't be great to subscribe as always. I'm out here. Yeah, those body shots were cool. I'm out here. This is a short one. I'm out. Thanks again for watching.